We each contain multitudes, not just the parts we're proud of, the healer, the teacher, the mystic, but the gambler, the trickster, the tyrant. Every archetype that has ever moved through human experience lives somewhere in you, in me, in all of us. And the shadow isn't the enemy. The light isn't the destination. The middle path, where you can hold the full range with compassionate awareness, that's where we actually get to know ourselves. I'm Kelly, a mystic, a scribe, and many other archetypes besides. And the devotion of my life is looking into this divine mirror of archetypes with full honesty and reflecting that compassion outward. Each video in this series takes one archetype from the Oracle by Carolyn Myss and opens it along 3 threads: the shadow or the low road we've walked, the light, the high road we're seeking or reaching for, and the middle path, the one that can hold both and carry us forward while we carry it along the path of self-mastery. This is the fullness of what it means to be human. This is the archetypal attunement. Welcome to Weaving the Magic and to this archetypal attunement, where today we're looking at the teacher archetype and jumping into the potential of mastering this archetype within ourselves. So the light attribute of this teacher is the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom, while the shadow attribute is manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Wow, what a time to talk about this archetype in the world for many reasons. The ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So here's one thing I'm going to touch on a little bit as we weave this archetype. AI is a big thing right now, and it can definitely be a teacher, but it can also be very manipulative. And it all depends on the intention of the teacher. It depends on the programming of the teacher. It depends on what the teacher thinks is the lesson or how lessons get taught, that this archetype actually reveals itself, not so much in what it's teaching, because the subject matter can be subjective or it can be very acute. But what's more important is what the teacher serves as a role to the student and to itself. So I'm going to be jumping into some tarot cards to further break down what's the self-mastery potential of the teacher. How do we master this archetype in a balanced way? And I'm going to use the Tarot of the Infinite Door to give us some more insight. As I'm shuffling here, things that I want to mention is how she's holding this world cracked open with all of these spheres within it. Because the concept of a teacher is like having someone else who already has knowledge about the world. Someone that the world has already opened for, who's already got insight and awareness beyond just facts, who has actually opened the world and remains open to seeing the world. I've got 2 cards coming out here in the mastery position. So we've got, oh, cool. This is the 6 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Knowledge is power, right? And when you're handing someone golden seeds of knowledge to plant an entire field through which to grow their own garden, orchard, vineyard, whatever you want to call this, knowledge is the power that leads to people being able to grow legacies for themselves. But it's not just knowledge. It's about how to learn to teach yourself, how to learn, period. The teacher isn't just the conveyor of informations. It's teaching how to be a student of the world, how to open the world, to get the learning, to get the wisdom out of it. So this handing of the seeds, handing of the pentacles from this teacher as the self-mastery best case scenario way is amazing, because being the teacher means you were and are still the student ever and for always, but also that you know that you have more to give, that by you sharing, you're not putting yourself out. There's a snake on this wrist also that talks about how knowledge, wisdom, being a lifelong student and then a teacher transforms you. Quick side set here. I spent some time in the NA program, and part of that whole thing about becoming a sponsor is about giving away what was freely given to you. And I admire and appreciate so much that concept of not trying to hold on to or charge admission for or whatever. These lessons, these blessings, the beautiful things that we receive when we're students of the earth, we receive so much knowledge and wisdom. And part of my purpose of this channel is to just share what I've experienced, not the facts I know, not the stuff I'm trying to impress you with because I have a blah, blah. I don't have PhDs. I don't have doctorates. I don't have any certifications or labels that say to anyone else that, like, this is a person of authority and you should listen to them. You shouldn't. Maybe you should. I don't care if you do or not. The point is, I'm a lifelong student and learner, and so being, I've become a teacher because I've taught myself how to learn. And so when I learn out loud, I am teaching, and whether anyone is a student or not is irrelevant to my capacity, my desire, and my willingness to continue being a teacher. Because when I give, it transforms me. When I share, when I outpour, it empties me to be filled with more. And this King of Pentacles is talking about, man, the potential. What if every one of us, like, imagine a community in which each person was given the seeds of knowledge that they needed to become the highest potential of themselves. We would have lush vineyards of wisdom starting to crop up in what used to be barren deserts. And we would have fruiting vegetation and plants and drunkenness on joy, okay? Like, the world would be a far better place if teachers were commended for giving their knowledge. Now let's get to the low and the high road, because the low road here of the manipulating and abusing students and or teaching negative traits and destructive skills. This is unfortunately like a lot of what the world is comprised of. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a parent and I realize how often my teaching is like not for my kids, but to serve me being the role of the teacher. And that's so honest. And I'm trying not to back down from having made that statement right now. And I want to like throw all these things out to justify it. But if you're a parent, you probably already know what I'm saying. It's like, I catch myself explaining things that don't need to be explained, where I could be asking them a question instead. Seven of Swords. I'm stealing away their curiosity. Jeez Louise, this is amazing. And I'm glad I'm calling myself out with this. Stealing away their curiosity by providing all the answers. Stealing away their ability to unravel their own meaning making of the world by putting myself in the position of like, yes, I already have the right answers. This is the very black and white of that. This is the concrete. This is all the facts that you need to know. Instead of teaching them how to be a student and asking them a question like, well, what do you think? You pull that needle of wisdom out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about this? Well, what about this part? Like, inviting their inquisitive nature, inviting their curiosity. And this isn't just about parents and children. This is about teachers, students, the whole thing. Are you, as the teacher archetype, inviting the student to be curious? Look at all the yellow. Are you empowering them to unravel the root of their own wisdom? Or are you negatively reinforcing the idea, don't these look like keyholes? That somebody else holds the keys to your wisdom, and that you will forever need to be searching or deferring to a teacher or some expert to give you that information. Because if we never teach them how to find their own keys, they will constantly be asking the permission to get them from someone else. And that is the least empowered society that one could venture to imagine to create. And that's kind of like the society we live in right now, where only some wisdom has been given, only some empires have been encouraged, And oftentimes they're the ones that like the King of Pentacles. Well, in this figure, he's not. I love it. I'm so glad he's letting go of it. A lot of King of Pentacles are kind of like grasping for this knowledge, but like this one is holding it and saying, it's here, take it. Inviting society to become students instead of forcing society to defer to teachers. There's a huge difference. What about the high road? High road of the teacher. And again, I'm a person of the middle path. I'm a person of the balance in between. Because if I try too hard, Six of Pentacles again, look at how cool that is. I'm glad this came out. If I try too hard to reach for the light, here I am then, denying this shadow, repressing this shadow, avoiding awareness of the shadow because here it is behind me as I'm reaching for this. I don't want this behind me. I want it here and here so I can be aware of like, this is the worst case, this is the best case, what's my path forward? But look it, the middle path is the best path. Because it's like, I have so much and I can give. And look at these hands are doing like this cool accordioning thing where it's like, it comes from this hand, it goes to this one, it comes to here. Because if we're honest, if I'm honest, I am you and you are me and we are all together and all that stuff, which is very honestly true. I'm from the same oneness that you are from. And I came here to experience being a student and a teacher. I'm embodying the teacher. And therefore, everyone gets to benefit from the archetype of the teacher being present just because I'm it. I'm a point of it in the whole collective conscious. So I don't need to outwardly give to anyone. I can just give myself the experience of knowing that I am forever a student and a teacher. And that when people come with their hand out, that I have plenty to give. Because my kingdom of knowledge is vast and embodied and practical and planted and rooted, and there's always more. And the truth unravels from within you, and I have my own keys, and so does everyone else. And I don't need to give anything to anyone. I can't actually, but I can give to myself, and I can practice exchanging this information so that when someone wants to be the student, I am the teacher that appears. How awesome to get to be this archetype. It's truly a blessing. If you liked this video, please do physically hit that like button and the subscribe, because I've got this entire series I'm working on, moving through the 80 cards in this deck of archetypes through Carolyn Myss. And this is just one of those many. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care until then.